dear viewers, welcome to Inside Agriculture with me, Emmanuel Mwemba. As Zambia commemorates Africa Public Service Day, public institutions have gathered to showcase the services that they are offering to the country and how best we can take advantage of them. And today on Inside Agriculture, we give you what is happening here at Africa Public Service Day. And join us as we start touring the stands from the Ministry of Agriculture and also the Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock. Right now we speak to Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock, Principal Public Relations. Join me as I speak to him. Mr. Munyama, welcome to Inside Agriculture, and thank you so much for according us this opportunity to speak to you.
Thank you so much for the opportunity as well, for allowing the Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock to come on your program and state what we are doing in line with our mandate, also in line with the Africa Public Service Day activities that are here at East Park.
Great. For the viewers who are watching us right now, they would like to know what services is the ministry showcasing at the stand for this year's Africa Public Service Day.
So in line with the theme where we are being encouraged to enhance public sector participation and also private sector participation or partnerships, we have come with partners that are exhibiting various activities here. One of them is exhibiting the biodigester, which is an innovation that has come on board, and we're working with that partner who is encouraging people to turn their waste into wealth and also turn organic waste into energy. So we as a country have been looking at the issue of energy or alternative energy sources, and the biodigester has come out as a strong contender for one of the alternatives. So the other exhibitions that we have are, with the current projection of the El Nino, we may face a drought or heavy rains or drastic change in weather patterns. So we have the Department of Livestock Development encouraging farmers also to stock up in terms of hay or silage for their animals, so that even as we are going to face a drought like we faced previously, we are going to lessen the impact of the drought on the livestock sector. You may be aware that the previous drought, we experienced a lot of mortalities in terms of livestock in the sector. But now we are carrying out certain interventions, such as encouraging farmers also to insure their animals against such calamities or eventualities. So all those services are being offered here, and also we are offering technical guidance or services or guidelines to prospective and existing farmers, be it in aquaculture, be it in fish farming, be it in livestock production. You are also aware that as a ministry we've been tasked with the responsibility by the President for us to increase our cattle population to at least 7 million by 2031. And we are putting in various interventions, including nutrition and disease control for our livestock. And also the other target that we have is to increase the generation of revenue to at least $1 billion per annum from beef exports. So we are encouraging sector players, especially those in the beef value chain, to come and play their role for us to actualize this very important target. Because if you may appreciate that if we are going to attain the $1 billion per annum in terms of revenue generation from the beef exports, this is going to help us as a country to diversify our economy and also to lessen the overdependency on copper and other minerals for us to sustain our economy. So in terms of economic recovery, we are playing our part as a ministry. We have intensified sensitization on the setting up of animal disease-free compartments in the country. So far we have about 16 animal disease-free compartments, and I wish to re-emphasize that beef exports are only going to be actualized through animal disease-free compartments, because this is a vehicle that we discovered that can work for us as a country. We just set up an area which is a compartment, ensure that it is free of diseases. we provide a vet officer, a livestock development officer, to support that particular compartment, and then we are rest assured that the beef that is going to come out of there is going to meet international standards in terms of biosecurity measures, in terms of sanitary measures also.
Right.
So the beef value chain, we encourage also greatly the private sector players to come on board and participate in actualizing this very important economic diversification agenda.
Great. We can't also do away with the fisheries, actually. Let's talk about the interventions that the ministry has put in place to promote fish farming in Zambia, especially amongst smallholder farmers across the country.
Okay, so you may know that capture fisheries, we have capture fisheries and then we have aquaculture. So in terms of aquaculture, the drive for the ministry has been pushing or advocating for farmers to venture into aquaculture. So the key is for people to have access to protein or fish protein all year round. We should not wait for seasonal fish accessibility. And then we may also appreciate that in certain areas of the country, there is overfishing or over-dependency on the water bodies there. So we've received queries or concerns from the general public to say we are having depleting fish stocks in some of the rivers. That could not be the case. Sometimes it's just overfishing, and then what we also need is to restock some of these fishing areas. So what we are trying to do as a ministry is also to encourage people to venture into cage farming, where they can use fish cages and set them up on the main water bodies so that we can have proper management of the fingerlings or the fish that we are going to produce. Also, in line with that, the main concern or challenge was the issue of accessibility to fingerlings. But I wish to state here that we had projected to increase our production capacity in line with the 8th National Development Plan. We had targeted to produce up to 260 million fingerlings by 2026. But I can state on this program that we've exceeded that, because now our fingerling production as a country is estimated at 481.5 million. And that means that we are doing fine, and we can do better, because the projected target now for the next National Development Plan could be way above 500 million in terms of fingerlings. That is going to respond to the high demand for aquaculture farmers who have been seeking for better interventions in terms of access to fingerlings. So we are very confident that even as we are advocating for farmers to venture into aquaculture, it's also prudent on the part of government to ensure that accessibility to fingerlings is eased. So that is among many other interventions that we're carrying out, especially in the fisheries sector.
Great. Dear viewers, in case you have just tuned in, this is Inside Agriculture, and right now we are speaking to Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock Principal Public Relations Officer, Mr. Benny Munyama, who is just walking us through the services that the ministry is offering and the intervention that they are putting in place to promote fish farming as well as livestock production here in Zambia. Now, Mr. Ben, let's talk about the cooperating partners that you are working with as government to promote fish farming and livestock production here in Zambia.
All right. So as a ministry and as government, we are working with various sectors and also partners. We all understand that this government's desire has been for us to push for public-private sector participation in all the development activities that we have. So even in our ministry, we are working with various sector players such as FAO, we have IFAD, we have many others to mention. Others are state bodies, others parastatals, others are private sector players who have come on board to help us grow both the fisheries and livestock subsector. Recently we signed MOUs with various public and private sector players that have come on board to help us grow our subsectors. So we signed, off my head, we signed an MOU with the Zambia National Farmers Union. We signed an MOU with the Livestock Development Trust. We also signed a huge MOU with the Zambia National Service to take over some of the breeding and multiplication centers that we have across the country. So what we desire is to have the private sector come on board, play a role in ensuring that we grow the sector together, and so that we can also create jobs for our people, we can increase household income, and also improve the livelihood of our communities. It would be important that through the fisheries and livestock sector, people find jobs, they have more money to spend, and they also have a better livelihood as compared to what they have now.
Great. Actually, while we were touring the stands, we have seen the ministries showcasing diversity actually in fisheries and also livestock. We have seen rabbits, we have seen chickens, we have also seen different innovations being promoted. Can you just walk us through what is the rationale behind all these services that you are showcasing here at the Public Service Day?
All right, so as a ministry, we realize that climate change is here to stay. So our encouragement, mainly, even in line with the presidential aspirations, is for us to promote climate smart agriculture, and also our practices also in terms of production and productivity, even in the livestock and fisheries subsectors, should be climate smart, or they should respond to climatic conditions. So we are all aware that we are projecting to have an El Nino, which may affect the country, including our livestock farmers. So some of the interventions that we are taking as a ministry are being showcased here in terms of innovations. So we have, for instance, the production of fodder through wheat grass. So you can imagine if you do not have adequate water supply to your homestead, the only thing you need to do is to find a tray. You find wheat, maybe 2 kgs of wheat, you soak it overnight, and with a certain period of time, you now lay it for it to start germinating or to sprout. But once it sprouts, it grows into full-fledged grass that can be fed onto the small ruminants. Also, if depending on the production capacity of the homestead, even the larger ruminants like cattle can be fed onto the wheatgrass. But aside that, as a ministry also, we are distributing pasture seed in line with our pasture management activities. We are distributing seeds to various livestock farmers across the country through the Department of Livestock Development. We also have a project called the Enhanced Smallholder Livestock Investment Program, ESLIP, which is taking up this intervention of seed or pasture management. So far, we are targeting about 25,000 farmers across the country. We are intending to distribute to all the 116 districts across the country in all the 10 provinces. We are working with livestock development officers in the respective provinces to ensure that the distribution is done. And so far, as I speak, we have done distributions to over 8,250 farmers who have benefited already from these interventions that we are doing in terms of pasture management. So what we are trying to encourage the farmers is, even in the time of drought, the livestock should be fed or should be well fed on nutritious pasture. So in an event that we experience another drought, what we need farmers to do now was to start collecting their silage or hay in advance, and ensuring that they also work with the livestock development officers in our district or in their respective camps, so that they advise them on how best to grow the grass that is being distributed to them. We've got velvet beans, we've got sun hemp, we've We've got Rhodes grass and other seed varieties that are being distributed. The idea is to ensure that all the livestock farmers have got pasture for their livestock, and the pasture has got fodder even in times of a drought or in times of heavy rains when we do not have access to pasture for livestock.
Great. What a practical insight actually coming from you. And also, we have also seen the pesticides that is being produced using rabbit's urine actually. Can you elaborate more to the viewers who are watching and how best they can take advantage of rabbit keeping and also using it to produce pesticides actually?
Yes, so like we said earlier, we are working with other partners. So we have got a private player that came on board to exhibit on our stand. He's actually generating, he's collecting rabbit urine. He's got over 800 rabbits on his farm. He's collecting that urine and turning it into a pesticide. And also, this is part of the interventions that we need or innovations that we need for us to respond to disease situations. So what we're trying to encourage also is for the private sector to come on board and help government in terms of disease control, in terms of pasture management and production, in terms of livestock development. You heard we are supposed to increase our cattle population to 7 million by 2031. We need the private players to come on board to help us with such innovations. So if there are more people out there, our plea or our appeal to them as government is to ensure that let's work together, let's partner, let's ensure that we create more opportunities for our people in Zambia.
Great. For the viewers who are watching and they don't maybe find themselves in these events like Africa Public Service, so that they can best attain knowledge from the Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock, what word of encouragement can you give them right now?
I just wish to encourage the viewer out there that if you have prospects of venturing into fisheries, into aquaculture, into dairy farming, into livestock production, or you want to participate in the $1 billion beef exports, it's very simple. Visit your district fisheries and livestock offices at your nearest local authority or the councils as we call them. Then you are going to be well guided on how best you can participate, how best you can contribute, or how best you can come on board and be a part of these various interventions that are actually aimed at improving the livelihood of our communities in our respective districts in the country.
All right. For technical advice, those who are in need of technical advice concerning livestock farming and also fish farming, where can they get assistance from?
Okay, so for technical advice or guidance, like I earlier stated, they still can go to the district fisheries officers. So even in the spirit of devolution, most of our district offices have been devolved. We've got officers at the province, we've got officers at the district who can ably assist any person at any time. So if they fail to get through to any of those ones for any technical, they still can reach out to headquarters and then we can guide them on which officers they could see. Otherwise, the desire of this government and for this ministry is to ensure that everyone participates according to their desire. If your aspiration is to be a fish farmer, your aspiration is to be a livestock farmer, just come out, visit any of our fisheries and livestock coordination offices in the districts and you'll be helped. We want everyone to come on board and help us increase the cattle population and also participate in actualizing the $1 billion US per annum in terms of beef exports.
Great. Even as we come to the end of this interview, what could be your closing remarks to the viewers who are watching right now?
Fish farming, livestock farming are a business, and if only people could take those as serious as they are supposed to be, you can create job opportunities, you can be your own employer, you can use or utilize all these interventions that are there to ensure that you grow your own economy, you grow your own income, you grow your own communities. So the desire of this government is to ensure that we create job opportunities, we increase or enhance household income, and also improve people's livelihoods.
Mr. Mnyama, thank you so much for according us an opportunity to speak to you.
Thank you so much.
Great. That was the Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock Principal Public Relations Officer, Mr. Benny Munyama, who was just here to explain the services that the ministry is offering to the citizens out there. You've been assured to say, are you in need of any help? Do not hesitate to visit the Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock branch across the country. This will help you improve your farming practices, fish farming, and increase livestock production. As we continue giving you updates on what is happening here at the Africa Public Service Day, stay glued to Zanis TV, the People's Channel. Inside Agriculture is the program that keeps you informed and empowered on everything trending in the world of agriculture. This program interprets government agricultural policies, showcasing resilient farming practices, cutting-edge technologies, and the inspiring individuals driving innovation. Are you a farmer, agriculture entrepreneur, or simply passionate about food security and national development? This is your platform to stay ahead and get involved. Don't miss out. It is your time to be part of Zambia's agricultural transformation and contribute to economic growth and food security. Join us every Sunday at 14:30 hours only on Zanis TV, the People's Channel. We are still at the Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock stand, just showcasing you, our viewers, what is happening and how best you can adopt them and practice them in your farming activities. Ensure that at your farm you do crop diversification, poultry farming, fish farming, and also as you are doing crop farming, don't forget to diversify, because when you focus on one crops, you may be disadvantaged of pests attacking crops year in, year out. But if you diversify, you are advantaged, because if another crop fails, another one comes in and to cover up the adversities that you have faced in the other crop. We now speak to Ministry of Agriculture Principal Public Relations Officer, Mr. Balewa Zulu, who also walk us through the services that the Ministry of Agriculture is showcasing at this year's Public Service Day and how best you can access them across the country.
Welcome to the Ministry of Agriculture stand. As you can see behind me, there's a number of services that the ministry is offering. We have its Education Institute, which is able to offer seed sellers licenses just here at the stand. Apart from just getting the seed sellers licenses, you are able to get your export and import permits within the stand. Apart from that, you are able to also walk through on the digital payments that the Food Reserve Agency is promoting for the farmers that supply the maize to the agents. And apart from that, we are also showcasing how the FISIP is done and how farmers can come and check for their details here for FISIP. And even agro dealers, agro dealers that are suppliers, they are able also to come here and get those services at the stand. And for those that are in Lusaka, we are encouraging them to pass through the stand so that they are able to get the services which the Ministry of Agriculture is offering to the public. Remember that this is the ministry that has been given the mandate to facilitate national food security and ensure that we produce enough to contribute to the growth of the economy of this country. And we have been given the targets by the President of the Republic of Zambia to ensure that we produce 10 million metric tons of maize, 3 million metric tons of soybeans, and 1 million metric tons of wheat annually by 2031. And for us to be able to do that, that's why we have come up with different processes that are digital and different measures that are aimed at ensuring that agriculture is seen as a business that it is, and also that the farmers are able to access services online or using digital means. So we are doing a lot as ministry, and we're encouraging the stakeholders, we're encouraging the farmers, we're encouraging the citizens to visit the stand and also just ensure that they take advantage of these services which we are offering. Remember that this is the ministry also that is promoting what we call irrigation. Because we are promoting irrigation, the President has said that we are no longer depending on the rain for us to produce. So we are promoting what we call the Presidential Irrigation Initiative, where we are rehabilitating a number of dams across the country, we are also ensuring that we come up with new or establish new dams across the country where farmers are able to have access to harvested water for them to produce not only maize, but also produce different crops across the country. And we have already established over 135 mechanization centers that are aimed at ensuring that farmers have access to services that make agriculture much more smarter, where farmers no longer depend on hoes for them to produce, but they use implements that are smart, that address the issue of productivity per hectare. Remember that productivity per hectare in this country has still been very low, but to address that, we have established these mechanization centers that are aimed at addressing that issue. We appreciate the farmers, and we are urging the farmers to always take the advice of the government through the Ministry of Agriculture and also through the Ministry of Green Economy in terms of the weather patterns, so that they are able to be updated on what kind of weather they are likely to receive, or we are likely to receive as a nation, so that they have the right information of what to plant, where to plant, and also they must take advantage of the fact that we have empowered our extension officers with soil testing kits across the country, so that farmers can test the kind of soils that they have, and when they test, then they'll know what kind of seed to plant or what kind of crop to plant at any particular point.
There you have it, dear viewers. This is where we've come to the end of Inside Agriculture, and today on the program we are showcasing new activities that are taking place at Africa Public Service Day, where public institutions are showcasing the services they render to the general citizen. And I believe we have learned one or two things from the services that they are offering. It is a key message to the farmers that out there that if you are in need of any help, do not hesitate to visit any branch or stand of the Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock, just to access that help you need so that you can boost your farming practices. This has been Emmanuel Mwemba, and remember, we are one Zambia, one nation. Together we can make agriculture the engine driving Zambia's economy. On behalf of the entire Zanis production team, this is where we say goodbye and continue enjoying the rest of our production.